in the morning.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is a crazy Tuesday night, and my brain is practically melting after that episode. Grab a drink and get comfortable because we have a massive amount of drama to unpack today. Let's get right into the absolute madness. I cannot believe they just did that. I mean, I am literally shaking right now because the sheer audacity of Patty Williams is off the charts. Before we even get into the nitty-gritty of the break-in, can we just talk about that ending? Patty demanding that Jack Abbott go on live television to declare his eternal love for her? Are you kidding me? I was screaming at my screen. This has to be one of the most unhinged, brilliantly psychotic ultimatums they have ever written for this show. Because think about it. Jack Abbott, the suave, sophisticated head of Jabot Cosmetics, being forced to humiliate himself and essentially marry his captor on a public broadcast just to keep Diane alive. It is pure soap opera gold, but I am also so incredibly frustrated with how we even got to this point. So let's back up, because my blood pressure is through the roof and we need to dissect every single second of this absolute train wreck. It all started with Kyle. Oh, Kyle. I love the guy, I really do. But what was he thinking? Jack specifically told him not to go rogue. Jack warned him that Patty was a ticking time bomb and that they needed a solid, foolproof plan to get Diane out of Dr. Lawrence Markham's creepy little compound. But no, Kyle just couldn't wait. And honestly, I kinda get it. I mean, his mother is locked away with a quack doctor and a woman who has a history of doing horrific things to the Abbott family. If my mom was in that situation, I might do something stupid too. But sneaking into the compound completely alone, without Jack's full backing or any real tactical support, that was a suicide mission from the absolute start. Kyle is a businessman, a guy used to boardroom brawls, not a Navy SEAL. He was way out of his depth trying to navigate Markham's complex security system, and the arrogance to think he could just waltz in and walk out with Diane is staggering. And of course, he got caught. The tension in that scene was absolutely suffocating. When Kyle was creeping through the shadows of that compound, trying to find any clue about where Diane was being held, you could feel the impending doom. You could see the desperation in his eyes, the absolute need to prove to Jack that trusting Patty was a massive mistake. Kyle wanted to be the hero. He wanted to blow the lid off Patty's lies and bring his mom home to the Abbott mansion, but then the alarm tripped. Or maybe Dr. Markham was already watching him on the high-tech security cameras and tipped Patty off. Either way, the moment the lights flashed and the sirens started blaring, my heart sank into my stomach. The look on Patty's face when she stepped out of the shadows wasn't just surprise, it was pure, unadulterated fury. She caught him red-handed, and in that split second, Kyle realized he hadn't just failed his mission, he had doomed his mother to something far worse. Patty's reaction was everything I feared and more. She didn't just get mad, she went completely nuclear. And honestly, can we talk about Patty's psychology for a second? She genuinely believed Jack was falling for her again. She bought into his fake romance act because her twisted, fractured mind wanted it to be true so badly. She wanted the fairy tale ending with Jack Abbott. So when she caught Kyle sneaking around, the illusion shattered into a million pieces. She realized Jack's sweet words and promises of a future together were nothing but a stalling tactic, a dirty trick to figure out where Diane was hiding. The betrayal, she felt, must have been astronomical. Patty doesn't handle rejection well on a good day, but being played for a fool by the man she is obsessed over for decades? Yeah, that is a recipe for disaster. She confronted Jack with a rage that actually terrified me. She didn't just yell. She was eerily calm, cold, and deadly. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's remember the history here, because it makes this so much worse. Remember when Patty drugged Jack on that abandoned yacht and essentially forced herself on him while he was completely incapacitated? Yeah, didn't work out well for anyone then, either. Jack has severe trauma from that night, And the fact that he was willing to fake a romance with her now just shows how desperate he is to save Diane. He swallowed his pride and his trauma to play her game. But he played with fire. And now the whole Abbott family is getting burned. Patty knows exactly how to hurt Jack the most. She didn't just threaten to walk away or hide Diane better, she directly threatened Diane's life. She looked Jack dead in the eye and made it crystal clear that Diane's survival is hanging by a thread, and that thread is Patty's rapidly thinning patience. I mean, the irony of Diane being the damsel in distress here is just wild to me. I know some people are loving this Save Diane storyline, but personally, I can't help but remember 2011. Remember when Diane faked her own death in the park? She literally used a morgue body, framed Nikki Newman, and let poor little Kyle mourn her brutal murder for over 10 years. She put Jack and Kyle through absolute psychological torture. And now Kyle is risking his freedom and his life, breaking into heavily guarded compounds, and Jack is selling his soul to Patty Williams just to save her from a fake clinic. It's almost poetic justice in a really twisted way. Diane is finally facing real terror after inflicting so much of it on others. Okay, back to the point, because my feelings on Diane are a whole other rant for another day. So, Patty has the upper hand, and she knows it. The whole secret rescue plan is completely blown to pieces. Jack is standing there watching his entire strategy crumble into dust because his son couldn't follow directions. And that is when Patty drops the ultimate bombshell. If Jack wants Diane to live, if he wants to prove that his love for Patty is real and not just a manipulation tactic, he has to go public. Not just a whisper in a dark room, not a fake toast at society. She demands that Jack Abbott go on live television and declare his eternal, undying love for her for the whole world to see. I was screaming. The sheer narcissism, the absolute delusion. She wants him to look into a camera lens and broadcast to the entire state of Wisconsin that Patty Williams is the only woman for him. Because think about what this actually means for a second. Jack is a highly respected public figure in Genoa City. He is the patriarch of the Abbott family, a titan of industry. If he goes on TV and pledges his life to Patty Williams, a woman known for being criminally insane, a woman who has terrorized this town, kidnapped people, and drugged him, it will destroy his reputation overnight. The press will have a field day. Jabot Cosmetics could tank in the stock market. Victor Newman will probably be sitting in his leather chair at the ranch, swirling a glass of scotch and laughing his head off at the screen. It is the ultimate humiliation. Patty doesn't just want Jack's body or his time. She wants his dignity. She wants to own him publicly so that he can never back out. And she wants to erase Diane's existence by forcing Jack to publicly denounce his marriage. And what is Jack supposed to do? He is backed into the tightest corner imaginable. If he refuses, Patty has made it terrifyingly clear that Diane will pay the ultimate price. We already know that, Doctor. Markham is totally complicit in this. Speaking of Markham, who the heck is this guy really? Is he just a corrupt psychiatrist looking for a payday? Or is he actually Martin Laurent in disguise like some fans are theorizing? Because the way he operates his security and allows Patty to run the show is highly suspicious. Markham clearly has no moral compass, which means Diane is in the hands of two absolute lunatics who hold all the cards. Jack knows he can't rely on the police right now because Patty will snap and do something lethal before Detective James Burrow even gets a warrant drafted. So Jack has to make this agonizing, life-altering choice. Do you sacrifice your legacy, your pride, and your public standing to appease a madwoman? Or do you try to call her bluff and risk the mother of your child being murdered? I am so frustrated with Kyle right now because none of this had to happen. If Kyle had just trusted Jack's process, if he had just waited for Jack to gather enough intel through his fake romance, they might have found a back door into Markham's compound. But Kyle's impatience blew the whole operation out of the water. The guilt Kyle must be feeling right now has to be suffocating. He wanted to save his mom, and instead, He basically handed Patty the loaded gun and pointed it right at Diane's head. The father-son dynamic between Jack and Kyle is going to be incredibly strained after this. How can Jack look at Kyle the same way, knowing his disobedience caused this nightmare ultimatum? And what about the rest of the Abbott family? How is Tracy going to react to this? Tracy is the moral compass of the family, and seeing her brother forced to humiliate himself on television is going to break her heart. And Billy Abbott has been warning Jack from the start that playing games with Patty was a massive mistake. Billy told Jack that luring Markham out or messing with Patty would backfire, and boy, was Billy right. Billy is going to have a field day with this "I told you so" moment, but even he has to realize how dire the situation is. If Jack goes on TV, the entire Abbott name is dragged through the mud. But if he doesn't, they might be planning a funeral for Diane. There is no winning scenario here. Let's talk about Victor Newman for a second, because you just know he is going to be involved in the fallout of this. Victor is the one who originally put Patty on that yacht with Jack. Victor is the architect of so much of Jack's misery. If Jack goes on live television to declare his love for Patty, Victor is going to view it as his ultimate victory, even if he isn't directly pulling the strings this time. Victor will see Jack completely broken, begging a mad woman to spare his wife, and Victor will absolutely revel in it. I can already picture the smirk on Victor's face. But at the same time, will Nikki stand for it? Nikki knows how dangerous Patty is. If she sees Jack being forced into this corner, will she try to intervene? Or will the Newman family just sit back and watch the Abbott empire burn to the ground on live TV? And we really need to think about what Diane is going through right now. She is locked up, totally isolated, and probably being fed a bunch of lies by Dr. Markham. Patty is likely telling Diane that Jack doesn't care about her, that Jack is choosing Patty over her. If Diane sees that TV broadcast, will she even know it's a ransom demand? Or will Markham twist the narrative and convince Diane that Jack's declaration of love for Patty is 100% genuine? That is the most terrifying part of this whole scheme. Patty isn't just threatening Diane's physical life. She is destroying Diane's psychological reality. Patty wants Diane to die, believing that Jack abandoned her. It is so incredibly dark and twisted, and I have to give the writers credit for making Patty such a terrifying villain again. I am sitting here trying to predict how this is going to play out next week, and I am drawing a total blank because the stakes are just too high. Will Jack actually step in front of the cameras? Can you imagine the broadcast? Hello, Genoa City. I am Jack Abbott, and I am madly in love with the woman who